episode for December the I think it's December the 4th. And I would be correct, it is December the 4th, 2024. We did a drive out to Soup today, which was nice. After, grocery shopping and all that first thing in the morning. It's like, yeah, went out and just sort of did a nice drive. We went to a grocery store there, and we just sort of chatted, Ja and I, and that was really nice. I really like that, just to kind of get out, be with my love, just chill. Got home and did a lot of cooking stuff that needed to get done. Made some apple crumble, which was delicious. I had a nap and all the other various things. It was a kind of a cool, easy day. Easy day. That was the way to put it. You know, as always on a weekend, it's like, did I get enough done? I did stuff. I prepped my 1901 video, or yeah, did notes, kind of wrote out sort of. I seem to write out like a script and then say, okay, now just take out the points from this and then try and talk about it off the top of my head when I do the video. We'll see. I'd like to do something that's just like a little kind of like, here's me at the beginning of the 1901 project, or in the stirrings of it, since there's various books that I've read that probably I can collate as a back end into 1901 project and then work my way out from there. Yeah, yeah, that is about where I'm at the moment. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'll leave it at that for today. Some days, I have something very much on my mind and I need to get it off my chest. And there's other days I just start recording and I see what comes out. And sometimes there's not much to come out. But I think the important thing is to just leave the space for myself each day to sit down and just talk it out with myself. And sometimes there's not too much to say. Watched a documentary on Netflix about the filming of the creation, the recording of "We Are the World" in 1985, which, it's very much about the process of recording. It doesn't really get too heavily into how effective this was, except in some very quick cards at the very end, a little bit of context at the beginning. Whether it did anything, but it's very much a time capsule thing of like, here's all these people who loomed large culturally at that time in the music industry, when the music industry, I feel like, meant something. Though I would say that because it's that time when you're actually listening to music as a young person, whereas when you get older, I have no fucking idea. I can name like Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift. Who the fuck do I know in music today? And those particular artists, can I actually name any of their songs? Probably not. So yeah, I'm in my 50s, so it's not. I don't get the sense that it is big a part of the cultural landscape now as it was in the 1980s when, yeah, these people were gigantic. And it's maybe not a bad thing that it's kind of, well, I don't know. I can't say one way or the other. I can say it loomed large in my thing. I mean, it's got the kind of weird, eccentric, disturbing shadow of Michael Jackson, who was also, yeah, quite musically, probably quite the pop genius of the time, there, which is this weird thing in there. And even in this highly sympathetic documentary that I think Lionel Richie was a producer on, you do get the sense of, you get hints, the shadows of, this was an odd guy. It's actually kind of interesting watching Bob Dylan in the middle of that, and how you could see he was deeply uncomfortable. And it was more about deeply uncomfortable about being in the room more than it was, you know, great ethical or something divide, and you can see why someone like maybe someone like Prince, it's just like just to protect himself. You can see that I don't think it's like it's not like egomaniac. It's more it's like he's a very interior person, and like being in a gigantic room with all those people would just not be his thing. Maybe especially not at that point in his life. Maybe not at any point in his life. And maybe there is a control thing of like what he wanted to do, and not being them saying like, "Nah, we just want you to sing. You can't play the guitar." So yeah, yeah, it's purpose target based for somebody like me who grew up at that time and was a teenager. Yeah, in 1985. It's like it was built for me, but uh, yeah, yeah, it's and someone who also went on to really enjoy Bob Dylan later in life, because at the time it was just like, who the fuck is this guy? Though the most of what the fuck moment in that entire thing is you keep on seeing Dan fucking Aykroyd in the background, and it's just like one of these things is not like the other. It's like, why were you there? Why? Somebody was a fan. Somebody was a fan because everybody else, it's like solid stacked of like superstars at the time. And then there's Dan Aykroyd, who, yes, the Blues Brothers had released an album, but it's like it's a novelty album versus, you know, Billy Joel, Steve Perry, Bruce Springsteen, Al Jolson, Diana Winwood, just like just Warwick. It's like what the hell? Weird, weird. Which I guess makes it real in a way. It's like he's the what the fuck that makes you realize like, oh, they did like Cyndi Lauper. It's like you. It's like him being there. It's like you couldn't make that up. You couldn't make that up in a way that makes it a real documentary. Just like, oh, all right, I'll leave it there. More videos later.